Self-discovery, finding amazing things about ourselves. Self-discovery is a uniquely individual situation, and I've discovered something wonderful about all of us, which makes it so much easier for everyone to know who we are. I'm Roger Bailey. For the past 40 years, I've been developing and teaching streamlined approaches for understanding human behavior, understanding ourselves, and understanding each other. The reason my slides are text, with me speaking that text, is that the key to knowing who we are and who others are based in the words we say and the words they say. So I want you to get used to focusing on words and not on the pictures or fancy graphics or on my face. So this video explaining what I do, and even my videos which people watch to learn what I do, will be in the same format. There will be text on the screen and me speaking that text. The words people naturally use are the key to understanding what they do. What makes people tick? Seems to be very individual, seems to be hidden, and at the same time is actually openly public. When I say openly public, I mean that people will easily tell you. And at the same time, people will not know they're telling you how they operate in the world. And at that same time, you may not be aware that you are also telling the whole world who you are every time you speak. Yet you may not even know what you are telling them. Since 1980, I've been teaching what I've developed about this to wide audiences in business, organizations, government agencies, and in public seminars. And my techniques and approaches have been highlighted in many books such as these. Of course, the reason most folks do not know what makes people tick is that we have simply not been taught to be aware of the signals of what makes us tick. So what? Why would it be important to know what makes us tick? If we knew what makes us tick, we would know what we can do well and what will frustrate us. If we could organize our lives around what we do well, we would be able to stop trying to do things that don't fit for ourselves. We would be able to avoid that frustration. If we could organize our lives around what we can do well, we would be able to live much more fulfilling lives. If we knew what makes us tick, we would know how we function. For instance, we would know what motivates us, so we could structure our lives to have the level of motivation we want. And we could choose tasks for ourselves which are a natural fit for how we think and act, so that we would feel in harmony with our environment, with our profession, and with our leisure activities. Another benefit of knowing what makes people tick is that you will also be able to recognize what makes other people tick. This gives you the ability to avoid those you don't want to be around, as well as the ability to help others achieve harmony in their lives. How did I discover this way of understanding what makes people tick? Discovering this has essentially been my own personal story. When I graduated from high school in '62, I was not ready for university, so I joined the U.S. Navy. And for 4 years, I studied and maintained electronics on board Navy ships. When I got out of the Navy in '66, I got a job with IBM. I started in electronics repair and ended up as a programmer analyst in IBM's hardware and software manufacturing sites in the '80s. Along the way, I got a Bachelor of Science degree in anthropology from Fordham and a Master of Science in counseling from the University of Bridgeport. As part of that counseling degree, I started studying linguistics, exploring how our brains are like electronic computers. This definitely fit my work experience. With a computer, I could discover what was happening by watching blinking lights. Back then, computers had blinking lights. But with us humans, our blinking lights are our words and our behavior. While studying our language structures, I started recognizing certain brain architecture characteristics which showed up as patterns of thinking and behavior. For instance, we all know that some people are better with details and other people are better with the big picture. But did you know that those who are better with details think in sequences? And did you know that those who are better with the big picture think randomly? These differences are one of the reasons that librarians and researchers have difficulty communicating with executives. But when both groups understand the differences in thinking patterns, accommodations in communications can be achieved. I approach these particular human brain architectural differences as opportunities to broaden our horizons for getting along with others, while also honoring ourselves. In 1980, I left IBM and started teaching and consulting with the categories and the patterns I had discovered in my study of brain architecture. In 85, I named my approach the Language and Behavior Profile, the lab profile. At that time, I had 8 categories, where detail and big picture is the category of scope. In the last 35 years, thousands have learned how to improve communications with others by learning the lab profile, and hundreds have learned how to train others in the lab profile. I invite you to learn all the 17 categories and the 52 unique patterns I've included in Lab Profile 2.0. You can learn all of these by taking my online self-paced course. Click the link associated with this video.